Commander Olivia Reed stood at the large window of the Earth Defense Force ship called Valiant. Her eyes were fixed on the strange purple ship that floated in Earth's sky. The alien ship glowed and seemed to move like it was alive. 20 years had passed since humans first met the aliens known as the Xel'Naga. During all this time, both sides did not fully trust each other, but they also did not fight. Now, as Earth's best fighter pilot, Olivia had been chosen to speak for all humans in the upcoming peace talks. The Xel'Naga ship was like nothing made on Earth. It looked more like a living creature than a machine. Its surface changed colors and seemed to breathe. Olivia had seen pictures before, but seeing it up close made her heart beat faster. "Commander, the alien group will arrive in 5 minutes," said Becky, her second in command. "Are you ready?" Olivia straightened her blue uniform and touched the medals on her chest. At 35 years old, she had earned every one of them in battles against space pirates and in rescue missions. "As ready as I'll ever be," she said. "Let's hope they're in a friendly mood today." The landing bay doors opened with a soft hiss. 6 tall beings walked into the room. They moved with grace that made them look like they were floating. Their skin glowed with soft light that changed color slightly as they moved. The Xel'Naga were beautiful in a way that made Olivia feel both amazed and uneasy. They were shaped like humans but taller, with long limbs and faces that seemed too perfect. Their eyes had no whites, just pools of silver that reflected light like mirrors. One of the aliens stepped forward. She wore a dress that seemed made of liquid metal, and a small crown of crystal sat on her head. "I am Princess Lyra of the Royal House of Xel'Naga," she said. Her voice sounded like music, but her words were cold. "I speak for my mother, Queen Selene, ruler of the 7 star systems." Olivia bowed slightly as she had been taught. "Commander Olivia Reed of the Earth Defense Force, I welcome you on behalf of the United Earth Government." Princess Lyra looked Olivia up and down. Her skin flickered from blue to a slightly purple color. "So this is Earth's champion," she said, her voice filled with dislike. "I expected someone more impressive." The word stung, but Olivia kept her face calm. She had faced worse in battle. Still, something about this alien princess bothered her more than it should. There was a strange feeling of familiarity that made no sense. "I look forward to showing you that appearances can be deceiving, Your Highness," Olivia replied with a small smile. The princess narrowed her silver eyes but said nothing more. Captain Sam Miller, the ship's commander, stepped in quickly. "We have prepared rooms for your stay. The peace talks will begin tomorrow morning. Please let us show you to your quarters." As the group walked through the ship's hallways, Olivia noticed how the crew stared at the aliens with wonder and fear. The Xel'Naga technology was far ahead of Earth's. If they ever decided to attack, Earth would have little chance to defend itself. In the meeting room later that day, Earth's leaders gathered through video screens to discuss their plan. "We need this peace treaty," said President Helen Clark. Her face looked tired on the large screen. "The mining rights on Mars are not worth a war with beings who could destroy our planet." General Wade pounded his fist on the table. "We discovered those minerals first. The Xel'Naga have no right to claim them. They have plenty of other planets to mine." Olivia listened as they argued. The problem was simple but hard to solve. Both humans and Xel'Naga wanted the rare minerals found on Mars. These minerals could power ships and cities for hundreds of years. "Commander Reed," the president said suddenly, "you will be working closely with the aliens. What is your feeling about them?" Olivia thought carefully before answering. "They're proud. Princess Lyra looks down on us. But I sensed something else too. Perhaps worry or pressure. I don't think she wants war either." After the meeting, Olivia couldn't sleep. She walked the quiet halls of the ship until she found herself near the guest quarters where the Xel'Naga stayed. A soft glow came from an open door. Inside, Princess Lyra stood alone, looking at a small device in her hand. It showed a picture of a man that Olivia couldn't see clearly. The princess must have sensed someone watching. She turned quickly, her skin flashing red with surprise or anger. "Spying on me, Commander?" Lyra asked sharply, hiding the device. "Just walking," Olivia said. "Couldn't sleep." "Your kind needs too much rest," Lyra said. "We only need to connect with the energy flow once every 7 rotations." Despite the princess's cold manner, Olivia tried to be friendly. "What were you looking at, if I may ask?" Lyra's face became hard. "Nothing that concerns primitive beings." Olivia felt her temper rise but pushed it down. We may be less advanced, but we're not primitive. We built starships and colonies on 3 planets in our system. Like children stacking blocks, Lyra said, but her voice had less bite now. She seemed to be studying Olivia's face closely. Have we met before? Olivia asked suddenly. I can't shake this feeling that I know you somehow. The princess stepped back as if Olivia had tried to hit her. Impossible. I have never visited this system before the official contact 20 years ago. Before Olivia could say more, another Xel'Naga appeared in the doorway. This one was older, with skin that glowed with a gentle white light. Princess, you should rest. Tomorrow is important, the older alien said. Lyra nodded and turned away from Olivia without another word. As Olivia walked back to her room, a strange dream from her childhood came back to her. She had often dreamed of a woman with glowing skin who sang songs in a language no one on Earth spoke. Her father had always said it was just her imagination. Her father, William Reed, had raised her alone after her mother died when Olivia was just a baby. He never spoke much about her mother, only saying she had been from far away and very beautiful. In her room, Olivia looked at the old picture of her father she kept with her. William had been a scientist who worked on the first contact team when the Xel'Naga arrived. He had died 5 years ago, taking whatever secrets he had to his grave. I wish you were here, Dad, she whispered to the picture. You'd know what to make of these aliens. As she finally fell asleep, Olivia didn't notice the small device on her desk blinking with a new message. It was from Queen Selene herself, requesting a private meeting with Olivia before the peace talks began. The message said only, "We must speak of your father, William Reed, and of things hidden for 30 years. The next morning, Olivia woke up early. She noticed the blinking light on her desk and read the strange message from Queen Selene. What could the alien queen want to tell her about her father? Olivia felt both curious and worried. Before she could think more about it, alarms started blaring throughout the ship. Red lights flashed in the hallways as Olivia rushed to the command center. What's happening? She asked Captain Miller, who was looking at a large screen showing a map of the solar system. An attack, he said, his face grim. Someone just hit the Xel'Naga outpost on Phobos. Phobos was one of the small moons of Mars. The Xel'Naga had built a research station there 3 years ago. How bad? Olivia asked. Bad enough. 20 Xel'Naga dead and their station is heavily damaged. The door slid open and Princess Lyra stormed in. Her skin was bright red with anger and a crown of energy crackled around her head. You treacherous humans, she shouted. The lights in the room flickered as her energy affected the ship's systems. You speak of peace while planning attacks. Captain Miller raised his hands. Princess, I swear we had nothing to do with this. The United Earth government would never... Lies, Lyra cut him off. We tracked the attack ships. They were human vessels. Olivia stepped forward. Were they official Earth Defense Force ships? Did they have proper identification? This made Lyra pause. No, they had no markings we could identify. Then they weren't ours, Olivia said firmly. There are pirate groups and extremists who don't want peace between our peoples. They might have done this to cause exactly this reaction. Lyra's skin slowly changed from red back to her normal blue color, but her silver eyes remained cold. My people are calling for war, she said. 20 of our brightest minds were killed. Their knowledge streams are lost forever. We don't want war, Olivia said. Let us help find who did this. Before Lyra could answer, another Xel'Naga entered the room. It was the older female who had called Lyra away the night before. The Queen requests your presence, Princess, she said. And yours as well, Commander Reed. Olivia remembered the strange message. I received a communication from Queen Selene last night. Lyra looked surprised. My mother contacted you directly, why? She mentioned my father. The princess's eyes widened slightly, but she quickly hid her reaction. Come then, we will use our transport. Olivia followed the 2 aliens to their shuttle. The Xel'Naga ship was unlike any human craft. Inside it seemed larger than it looked from outside. The walls glowed with soft light, and instead of chairs, there were floating platforms that adjusted to the body of whoever sat on them. As they approached the massive Xel'Naga mothership, Olivia could not help feeling small. The purple ship was at least 20 times larger than the biggest Earth vessel. Your first time on a Xel'Naga royal vessel? The older alien asked, noticing Olivia's expression. Yes, it's amazing. I am Vela, royal advisor to Queen Selene, the older Xel'Naga said. I was there when we first contacted Earth. Did you know my father? Olivia asked quickly. Vela's skin flickered with colors that Olivia couldn't interpret. The Queen will answer your questions. Inside the mothership, they walked through hallways that seemed to be made of living crystal. The walls pulsed with light that followed their movements. Olivia saw other Xel'Naga watching her with curiosity and sometimes fear or anger. News of the attack has spread, Lyra said coldly. You are the first human to board our royal ship in 15 years. Not everyone is happy about it. They entered a large round room with a domed ceiling that showed the stars outside as if the roof wasn't there at all. In the center stood a tall Xel'Naga female with white-silver skin that glowed brighter than any Olivia had seen before. Queen Selene was both beautiful and terrifying. Her silver eyes seemed to look through Olivia rather than at her. Commander Olivia Reed, the Queen said, her voice echoing strangely in the room. Daughter of William Reed, you have his eyes. Olivia bowed deeply. Thank you for seeing me, Your Majesty. I'm sorry about your people on Phobos. The attack was not by your government, the Queen said with certainty. We have identified the ships. They belong to the Void Harbingers. Lyra gasped. Mother, that's impossible. The Void Harbingers are extinct. They disappeared 5,000 years ago. Who are the Void Harbingers? Olivia asked. The Queen's glow dimmed slightly. Ancient enemies. They feed on the energy released during war between advanced species. They have been hiding, waiting. Now they seek to push our peoples into conflict. But why now? Lyra asked. Because of her? Queen Selene said, pointing at Olivia. Because of what she represents. Olivia felt confused. Me? I don't understand. The Queen moved closer to Olivia, studying her face. You truly don't know, do you? William never told you. That told me what? About your mother. Olivia's heart began to race. My father said she died when I was a baby. He said she was from far away. Very far indeed, the Queen said softly. 30. Earth years ago, I came to your planet as a researcher. We were studying humans long before official contact. I used a different name then. A strange feeling grew in Olivia's stomach. What are you saying? I met a brilliant scientist named William Reed. We worked together. We fell in love. Lyra stepped forward, her skin turning pale blue with shock. Mother, what are you telling us? The Queen's form shifted, her glow dimming to reveal features that looked more human. Olivia gasped as she saw her own eyes looking back at her from the Queen's face. Olivia Reed, I am your mother. The room fell silent. Olivia felt like the floor had disappeared beneath her feet. That's not possible, she whispered. It is. You are half Xel'Naga, half human. The first of your kind. Lyra's skin had turned almost white. If you are her mother, then... The Queen turned to her daughter. Yes, Lyra, Olivia is your half-sister. You share the same Xel'Naga royal blood. Olivia looked at Lyra, suddenly seeing the small similarities she hadn't noticed before, the shape of their faces, the way they stood. Why didn't you stay? Olivia asked, her voice shaking. Why did you leave us? I had to return. A queen cannot abandon her people, and you would have been in danger if anyone knew what you were. The Royal Council would have seen you as a threat. Does anyone else know about this? Lyra demanded. Only Vela, the Queen said. I have kept this secret for 30 years, but now with the Void Harbingers returning, I can no longer hide the truth. A loud alarm suddenly filled the room. A male Xel'Naga rushed in, his skin flashing with urgent colors. My Queen, human ships are firing on our defense outpost in the asteroid belt. The Earth Defense Force has launched fighters. What? Olivia and the Queen said at the same time. It's starting, the Queen said grimly. The Void Harbingers are manipulating both sides. They've probably attacked human outposts too, disguised as Xel'Naga. Olivia touched her communication device. Captain Miller, what's happening? Are we attacking Xel'Naga positions? Miller's voice came through, filled with static. Commander, it's chaos. We've lost contact with Earth. Luna Base reports they were hit by alien ships. Mars colony is under attack. Everyone thinks the peace talks have failed. We need to stop this, Olivia said, looking at her newly discovered mother and half-sister. Before it's too late. Lyra, still processing the shocking news about Olivia, seemed torn between anger and confusion. Why should I trust you? This could all be a trick. Genetic scan, the Queen said. It will prove what I'm saying. A beam of light suddenly scanned Olivia from head to toe. A holographic display appeared, showing strands of DNA floating in the air. Parts of the strands glowed bright gold. The gold sections show Xel'Naga royal genetic markers, Vela explained. You carry them, Commander Reed. It is undeniable. Lyra stared at the display, then at Olivia. My whole life I thought I was the only heir to the throne. Now I find out I have a half-human sister. Before anyone could respond, another alarm sounded. The star display on the ceiling changed to show dozens of ships moving toward each other. Human ships from Earth and Xel'Naga vessels from the outer system. We're running out of time, the Queen said. The Void Harbingers want us to destroy each other. We must work together to stop them. Olivia looked at Lyra. I know this is a shock. It is for me too. But right now our peoples are about to go to war based on lies. Are you going to let that happen? Lyra's silver eyes met Olivia's brown ones. For the first time, the princess didn't look at Olivia with disdain. No, she said finally. I won't let our peoples die for the Void Harbingers game. But when this is over, we have much to discuss, sister. The command center of the Xel'Naga mothership buzzed with activity. Alien technicians moved their hands over glowing control panels, their skin changing colors as they worked. Queen Selene stood in the center, directing her people with calm authority despite the crisis. Olivia watched in amazement. Just hours ago, she had been Commander Olivia Reed of Earth. Now she was standing on an alien ship, having just learned she was half alien herself and the daughter of the Xel'Naga Queen. It felt like a dream. We need to contact both fleets, Olivia said. Tell them to stand down. We've tried, Lyra replied. Her silver eyes were focused on the large display showing the positions of all ships. But the Void Harbingers are blocking our communications. Any message we send gets changed or doesn't arrive at all. Then we need to go out there ourselves, Olivia decided. If I fly a ship with Xel'Naga markings but broadcast on human channels, they might listen. Lyra shook her head. Too dangerous. Both sides are ready to shoot at anything that moves. I have a better idea, Queen Selene said. She pointed to a small area of space near Proxima Centauri, the closest star to Earth's sun. The Void Harbingers must have a control ship somewhere nearby. They need to be close to manipulate our communications. If we can find and disable it, both sides will be able to talk again. How do we find it? Olivia asked. If it's hidden, we could spend days searching. The Queen turned to look at both Olivia and Lyra. Together you might be able to sense it. Both of you carry royal blood. The royal line of Xel'Naga has always been able to sense energy patterns that others cannot. Lyra looked skeptical. Mother, Olivia has never been trained to use Xel'Naga abilities, but she has used them without knowing, the Queen replied. How else could she have become Earth's best pilot? Her quick reactions, her intuition in battle, these are not just human skills. Olivia thought about all the times people had called her flying impossible or supernatural. How she always seemed to know where enemy ships would be before they appeared on sensors. I'll try, Olivia said. What do we need to do? Take the Royal Scout ship, the Queen ordered. It's small and fast. Lyra will pilot and Olivia will use her untrained but natural abilities to search for energy patterns that don't belong. And what will you do? Lyra asked her mother. I will try to slow the coming battle. Now go, we have little time. The Royal Scout ship was sleek and beautiful, like a purple teardrop with wings that glowed at the edges. Inside, it had only 2 seats surrounded by control panels that responded to touch and thought. As they prepared to leave, Vela, the Queen's advisor, approached Olivia. Take this, she said, handing Olivia a small crystal pendant. It will help focus your abilities. Thank you, Olivia said, putting the pendant around her neck. It felt warm against her skin. Lyra expertly guided the ship out of the mothership's docking bay. The scout ship moved with incredible speed, crossing the distance to Proxima Centauri in minutes instead of the days it would take a human ship. How fast are we going? Olivia asked, amazed. This ship bends space slightly, Lyra explained, her tone lighter than before. We're not actually moving through all the space between points. We're skipping some of it. When they reached the Proxima system, Lyra slowed the ship and turned to Olivia. Now we need to find the Void Harbinger control ship. Close your eyes and focus on the pendant. Try to feel for any strange energy patterns. Olivia closed her eyes and touched the crystal pendant. At first she felt nothing. Then slowly, she began to sense the space around their ship. It was like a new sense had awakened. Not sight or sound, but something else entirely. I feel ripples, she said softly. Like someone dropping stones in a pond. Good, Lyra encouraged. That's the normal energy flow of space. Now look for anything that doesn't fit. A different pattern, a disturbance. Olivia concentrated harder. The ripples flowed around her mind, showing her the ships, planets, and stars. Then she felt it. A cold, dark spot where the ripples disappeared. There, she said, pointing without opening her eyes. Behind the third moon, something's hiding there, absorbing energy instead of making ripples. Lyra quickly turned the ship toward the location Olivia had pointed to. As they approached, a dark shape became visible against the stars. It wasn't a ship like any Olivia had seen before. It looked more like a black cloud with metal pieces floating inside it. A Void Harbinger vessel, Lyra whispered, just as Mother suspected. What now? Olivia asked. Do we attack it? Not yet. We need proof to show both our peoples. Let's get closer and record its energy signature. As Lyra guided their ship closer to the strange vessel, alarm sounds suddenly filled the cockpit. They've detected us, Lyra shouted, her hands flying over the controls. Brace yourself. A beam of dark energy shot from the Void Harbinger ship. Lyra swerved to avoid it, but the edge of the beam clipped their wing. The scout ship spun wildly, engine damaged, Lyra reported as she fought to control the ship. We're losing power. Olivia grabbed the co-pilot controls. Without thinking, she reached out with her mind, connecting to the ship's systems through the crystal pendant. Somehow she knew exactly what to do, as if the knowledge had been sleeping inside her all along. Together, she and Lyra stabilized the ship, but they were drifting without main power. We need to get back and warn everyone, Olivia said urgently. We can't. Not without repairs. Lyra looked at Olivia with new respect. How did you know how to connect to the ship's emergency systems? No human should be able to do that. I don't know. It just felt natural. The Void Harbinger ship was moving toward them now, its dark cloud rippling with menace. They're going to capture us, Lyra said. They can't let us tell anyone what we've found. Olivia looked around the ship desperately. Is there a weapon system we can use? Yes, but it needs power we don't have. Lyra's skin had turned a pale blue with worry. Olivia touched the crystal pendant again. Maybe I can help with that. Following pure instinct, Olivia placed her hand on the main control panel and focused on the pendant. She felt energy flowing from herself into the ship's systems. The lights flickered back on and the weapons panel lit up. How are you doing that? Lyra asked in amazement. I don't know, Olivia gasped. It was draining her quickly. Hurry and fire the weapons. I can't hold this for long. Lyra's hands moved quickly over the weapons controls. A burst of bright purple energy shot from their ship and hit the Void Harbinger vessel. The dark cloud rippled and parts of it dissolved, revealing a metallic core beneath. Again, Olivia urged, pouring more of her energy into the ship. Lyra fired a second time. This blast hit the exposed core, causing a chain of explosions across the strange ship. The Void Harbinger vessel began to break apart, its dark cloud dissolving into space. Just as the enemy ship exploded completely, Olivia collapsed in her seat, exhausted. Olivia, Lyra called, genuine concern in her voice. She quickly checked Olivia's vital signs. You pushed yourself too hard. Did we forget it? Olivia asked weakly. Yes, the ship is destroyed, but we're still stranded here with minimal power. Olivia tried to sit up but felt dizzy. We need to contact the fleets. Tell them what's happening. With the control ship destroyed, we might be able to get a clear signal through now, Lyra said. She moved to the communications panel and began sending messages. I'm broadcasting to both human and Xel'Naga ships, telling them about the Void Harbingers. Minutes passed as they waited for a response. Finally, the communication panel lit up. This is Admiral Cole of the Earth Defense Force, came a gruff human voice. Commander Reed, is that you on a Xel'Naga vessel? What the hell is going on? Admiral? Olivia said, gathering her strength. The attacks on both sides were carried out by a third species called the Void Harbingers. They want to trick us into war. We just destroyed their control ship. We're getting similar messages from the Xel'Naga Queen, the Admiral replied. She's called for all Xel'Naga ships to stand down. But we need more proof before we... His voice cut off as a new alarm sounded in their ship. What now? Olivia asked. Lyra's face had gone pale. A second Void Harbinger ship just appeared. Much bigger than the first. And it's not heading for us, it's heading straight for Earth. We have to warn them. Olivia tried to stand but fell back into her seat. I'm sending the alert now, Lyra said, her fingers flying over the controls. But we need to get back too. You know things about Earth's defenses that could help. The communication panel lit up again, this time with the face of Queen Selene. Lyra, Olivia, the Queen said, relief clear in her voice. You're alive. The fleets have stopped fighting for now, but we've detected a massive Void Harbinger ship heading for Earth. We're sending a rescue ship to your location. Mother, Lyra said urgently. The Void Harbingers. They must have learned about Olivia. About what she is. The Queen's expression grew grim. Yes, a hybrid of our species threatens their plans. They've likely been watching us for years, waiting for the right moment to strike. But why would one person matter so much to them? Olivia asked. Because, my daughter, the Queen said solemnly, you represent what they fear most, unity between our peoples. If humans and Xel'Naga can produce offspring, can live together in peace, the Void Harbingers lose their feeding grounds. War is their food source. A new ship appeared on their sensors, a Xel'Naga rescue vessel coming to retrieve them. The Xel'Naga mothership moved quickly toward Earth, its massive engines pushing it faster than any human vessel could travel. Inside the Royal Command Center, Olivia and Lyra stood with Queen Selene, watching the large display screen that showed the Void Harbinger ship approaching Earth. It will reach Earth in 6 hours, the Queen said. Before we can get there, can't we go any faster? Olivia asked, worried for her home planet. We're already pushing our engines beyond safe limits, Lyra replied. But maybe there's another way. Queen Selene looked at her daughters with thoughtful eyes. What are you suggesting, Lyra? The Royal Jump Gate, Lyra said. We could use it to send a small ship directly to Earth. The Queen's skin flickered with concern. The jump gate hasn't been tested for such a distance. It's dangerous, Olivia looked between them. What's a royal jump gate? It's a special device that can move a small ship instantly from one place to another, Lyra explained. But it uses enormous energy and has been used only for short jumps within our home system. If it can get us to Earth before the Void Harbingers, we should try it, Olivia said firmly. The Queen considered this. It would be extremely risky. The gate requires a royal family member on both ends to stabilize the jump. We have no one at Earth to receive you. But you do, Olivia realized. I'm half royal and I was born on Earth. Maybe I can act as both the sender and receiver. Lyra's eyes widened. That's never been done before. These are desperate times, the Queen said. And Olivia has shown remarkable natural ability with our technology. She made her decision. Prepare the royal jump gate. You'll take the combat scout ship. As Xel'Naga technicians prepared the jump gate, Lyra took Olivia to a special room deep inside the mothership. The walls were covered with strange symbols that glowed softly. This is the Chamber of Ancestral Memory, Lyra explained. Before we try the jump, you need to connect more deeply with your Xel'Naga heritage. It might help stabilize the gate. How do we do that? Place your hand here, Lyra said, pointing to a crystal panel on the wall. Olivia placed her palm against the cool crystal. Immediately, images flooded her mind. The history of the Xel'Naga people, their struggles and triumphs across thousands of years. She saw the first encounters with the Void Harbingers long ago, the devastating wars, and finally the disappearance of the enemy that everyone thought was permanent. When the visions ended, Olivia gasped and stepped back. I saw them, the Void Harbingers. They feed on conflict. They've done this to countless species. Yes, Lyra confirmed. They find two advanced civilizations, push them to war, then absorb the energy released in the fighting. They've destroyed entire galaxies this way. But I also saw something else, Olivia said slowly. A weakness. The Void Harbingers can't stand certain energy frequencies, the same ones produced when our species work together in harmony. Lyra nodded. That's why they fear you so much. A human Xel'Naga hybrid represents the unity they can't tolerate. A technician entered the chamber. The jump gate is ready, Princess. The royal jump gate looked like a giant ring made of the same crystal-like material as the Xel'Naga ships. It pulsed with energy, creating a shimmering purple field in its center. The combat scout ship waited nearby. It was similar to the ship they had flown before, but equipped with more powerful weapons. Queen Selene stood before Olivia and Lyra. This mission is extremely dangerous. The Void Harbingers will do everything to stop you. We understand, Mother, Lyra said. The Queen turned to Olivia. You've only just learned of your heritage, yet you risk everything for both our peoples. Earth is my home, Olivia said simply. And the Xel'Naga are my people too. I won't let the Void Harbingers destroy either. The Queen embraced both her daughters. When you reach Earth, contact the human leaders immediately. Tell them to prepare all energy weapons. Conventional weapons won't harm the Void Harbingers. What about you? Olivia asked. We'll follow as quickly as we can, the Queen promised. Now go. Olivia and Lyra boarded the combat scout ship. As Lyra prepared the controls, Olivia noticed something on a small screen. A picture of a human man. Is that my father? She asked, pointing to the image. Lyra looked uncomfortable. Yes, I've been curious about him for years. Mother kept this image. Olivia studied the picture of William Reed, her father who had raised her, never telling her the truth about her mother or herself. He was a good man, Olivia said softly. He would have wanted our peoples to find peace. I wish I could have known him, Lyra admitted. Their moment was interrupted by the ship's computer. Jump gate ready for activation. Lyra guided their ship into position before the glowing ring. You need to focus on Earth, she told Olivia. Picture it clearly in your mind. Feel your connection to it. Olivia closed her eyes and thought of Earth. Its blue oceans, green forests, and the people she had sworn to protect. She felt the crystal pendant grow warm against her skin. Activating jump gate now, Lyra announced. The ship moved forward into the glowing ring. Olivia felt a strange pulling sensation, as if her body was being stretched in all directions at once. Light flashed around them, blinding even through closed eyelids. Then suddenly the sensation stopped. Olivia opened her eyes and gasped. Through the view screen she saw Earth, beautiful and blue against the blackness of space. It worked. Lyra exclaimed, checking their position. We're in Earth orbit. And the Void Harbinger ship? Olivia asked urgently. Lyra checked the sensors. Still an hour away. We made it in time. Olivia quickly activated the communication system. This is Commander Olivia Reed to Earth Defense Force Headquarters. Emergency Priority Alpha. After a moment, Admiral Cole's face appeared on the screen. Reed, how did you get back to Earth so quickly? No time to explain, Admiral. A Void Harbinger ship is approaching Earth. You need to prepare all energy-based defenses immediately. The Admiral frowned. We've detected the approaching vessel, but what are these Void Harbingers? We thought it might be a Xel'Naga attack ship. They're an ancient enemy that feeds on conflict between species, Olivia explained quickly. They were behind all the attacks on both human and Xel'Naga outposts. And we're supposed to just believe this? The Admiral said skeptically. You show up in an alien ship with an alien princess and expect us to— Admiral, Olivia cut in sharply. Scan me. You'll find I'm half Xel'Naga. Queen Selena is my mother. There was stunned silence on the other end. That's impossible. It's true, Lyra confirmed. Olivia is my half-sister. Our mother came to Earth 30 years ago and fell in love with a human scientist. William Reed, the Admiral said slowly. He was on the first contact team. He shook his head. This is a lot to process, Commander, but right now we have a more pressing issue. That ship will reach Earth in less than an hour. What can you tell us about their weaknesses? Energy weapons tuned to frequency 12.7 terahertz, Olivia said, recalling the information from the ancestral memory. And they can't handle harmonic resonance between human and Xel'Naga technology. We'll adjust our orbital defense platforms, the Admiral said. Get to Defense Headquarters immediately. We need every skilled pilot we can get. As they flew their ship toward the Earth Defense Force headquarters in North America, Olivia noticed Lyra looking at the planet below with wonder. Have you ever been to Earth before? Olivia asked. No, Lyra admitted. I've seen images but never visited. It's beautiful. When this is over, I'll show you around, Olivia promised. There's so much to see. They landed at the headquarters where they were met by a group of armed soldiers and Admiral Cole himself. These are extraordinary circumstances, the Admiral said grimly. I've informed Earth's leaders about what you've told us. They're skeptical but willing to follow your recommendations given the approaching threat. Inside the command center, technicians worked frantically to adjust Earth's defense systems. Large screens showed the Void Harbinger ship getting closer, its dark cloud-like appearance causing murmurs of concern among the staff. It's twice the size of the one we encountered at Proxima, Lyra observed. Our scientists have analyzed your ship's readings, Admiral Cole said. They confirm it's unlike anything we've seen before. Not Xel'Naga technology. Admiral, a technician called out. We're receiving a transmission from the approaching vessel. Put it on screen, the Admiral ordered. The main screen flickered, then showed a dark, shifting form that was vaguely humanoid but seemed to be made of smoke and shadow. Humans of Earth, the figure said, its voice deep and echoing. We are the Void Harbingers, so render the hybrid known as Olivia Reed to us and we will spare your world. The room fell silent. All eyes turned to Olivia. What do they want with you? Admiral Cole asked quietly. I represent what they fear most, Olivia said. Unity between our species. The shadowy figure spoke again. You have 30 minutes to comply. If you refuse, we will begin planetary bombardment. The transmission ended. We're not giving you up, the Admiral said firmly. Even if we wanted to, it would be pointless. They'd attack anyway once they had you. I agree, Olivia said. But we can use their interest in me to our advantage. Lyra looked at her sharply. What are you planning? A trap, Olivia replied. I'll take a small ship out to meet them, supposedly surrendering myself. But the ship will be carrying a harmonic resonance device. What's that? The Admiral asked. Inside the Void Harbinger ship, darkness surrounded them. Olivia and Lyra's small fighter was pulled along a tunnel of swirling black mist. The only light came from the control panels of their ship and the soft glow of Lyra's skin. Their ship seems to be partly physical and partly energy, Lyra observed, checking her instruments. I've never seen anything like it. Where are they taking us? Olivia wondered. The harmonic resonance device sat in her lap, pulsing softly with blue-purple light. Probably to their leader, Lyra said. Stay alert. Remember what Mother said about staying together. The tunnel suddenly opened into a vast chamber. Their ship came to a stop and hovered in the middle of the space. Around them, shapes moved in the darkness. Tall, shadowy figures watching from all sides. They want us to exit the ship, Lyra said, as a message appeared on their screen. Olivia nodded. That's what we expected. Keep the device between us. They opened the ship's hatch and stepped out onto what felt like solid ground, though it looked like they were standing on the same dark mist that made up the rest of the ship. Olivia carried the harmonic resonance device, which now glowed brighter in the presence of the Void Harbingers. A figure formed in front of them, larger than the others. It was vaguely humanoid but seemed to be made of constantly moving shadows. The hybrid comes as requested, the figure said, its voice echoing strangely. But you brought the princess as well. Unexpected. I won't let you harm my sister, Lyra said defiantly. The shadowy leader moved closer. Sister, yes, we see it now. The connection between you. Two halves of the same royal line. One raised in light, one raised in darkness, and what do you want with me? Olivia demanded. You should never have existed, the shadow replied. A bridge between species threatens everything. For thousands of years, we have nurtured conflict between advanced civilizations. We feed on the energy of their wars. But beings like you represent harmony, cooperation, peace. These things are poison to us. You've destroyed countless worlds, Lyra accused, tricked species into destroying each other while you fed on their suffering. It is our nature, the shadow said simply. As it is the nature of your kind to expand and consume resources, we are no different. Olivia felt anger rising inside her. There is a difference. We learn, we grow. We find better ways to live, the shadow seemed to laugh. For now, you may think so. But eventually, all species return to conflict. It is inevitable. You're wrong, Olivia said firmly, and we're going to prove it. She nodded to Lyra, and together they placed their hands on the harmonic resonance device. Olivia focused on her human side, the determination, creativity, and resilience she had inherited from her father. Beside her, Lyra called upon her pure Xel'Naga heritage, the ancient knowledge and cosmic awareness of her people. The device between them began to glow more intensely, pulsing with energy that spread outward in waves. What are you doing? The shadow leader demanded, drawing back slightly. Creating harmony, Olivia said through gritted teeth. The energy was draining her, but she held on. Stop them, the shadow ordered. Other shadow figures moved toward them, but as they approached, the waves of energy from the device seemed to make them waver and dissolve. It's working, Lyra gasped. Keep focusing. The device grew hotter, the energy waves spreading farther. The shadow leader howled, a sound of rage and pain that shook the chamber. You cannot stop us. We are eternal. We have fed on the conflicts of 1,000 worlds. But you've never faced a world where two species become one, Olivia countered. Where differences create strength instead of division. The harmonic resonance was growing stronger, but Olivia felt herself weakening. The human part of her couldn't channel this much energy for long. Lyra sensed her struggle. Take my strength, she said, her silver eyes meeting Olivia's brown ones. We are sisters, two halves of the same whole. As their minds connected, Olivia felt new power flowing into her. Memories that weren't hers flashed through her mind. Lyra as a child on the Xel'Naga homeworld, learning to use her abilities, always feeling somehow incomplete without knowing why. In turn, Lyra experienced Olivia's memories, growing up on Earth, becoming a pilot, feeling different from others but never understanding the reason. Their shared blood, half human and half Xel'Naga, created a perfect circuit. The harmonic resonance device blazed with light so bright it cut through the darkness of the Void Harbinger ship like a sun. The Shadow Leader shrieked and began to break apart. This changes nothing. Conflict will always return. We will wait. We will feed again. Not if we have anything to say about it. Olivia and Lyra spoke in unison, their voices blending just as their energies had. The walls of the chamber began to dissolve as the harmonic energy spread throughout the ship. The dark mist that made up the Void Harbinger vessel started to disperse. We need to get out of here, Lyra warned. The ship is collapsing. They ran back to their fighter, still carrying the glowing device. As they climbed inside, the solid ground beneath them began to turn to mist. Lyra took the controls and fired up the engines. The exit is closing. The tunnel they had entered through was shrinking as the ship broke apart around them. Olivia placed the harmonic device in a special container to dampen its effects long enough for them to escape. Full power, she urged. Lyra pushed the engines beyond their limits. The fighter shot forward, racing through the dissolving tunnel as darkness collapsed behind them. With a final burst of speed, they broke free of the Void Harbinger ship just as it imploded. A shockwave of dark energy followed them, threatening to engulf their small craft. We're not going to outrun it, Lyra said, her skin pale with fear. Olivia looked at the harmonic device still glowing inside its container. We don't need to outrun it. We can transform it. She took the device out and held it to the rear window of their ship, facing the approaching wave of darkness. The harmonic resonance met the dark energy and began to change it, turning the destructive force into harmless light that washed over their ship in a rainbow of colors. Earth's defense fleet, which had been preparing to fire on the Void Harbinger ship, watched in amazement as the massive dark vessel disappeared in a burst of multicolored light. They did it, Admiral Cole breathed, watching from the command center. They actually did it. When Olivia and Lyra's fighter landed back at Earth Defense Force headquarters, they were greeted as heroes. Human soldiers and officers gathered around, eager to see the half-alien woman who had grown up among them, and the alien princess who had helped save their world. Admiral Cole approached them, looking both relieved and confused. Commander Reed, or should I say Princess Olivia? You have a lot of explaining to do. It's still just Olivia, Admiral, she said with a tired smile. And yes, there's a lot to explain. But first we need to prepare for my mother's arrival. News of Queen Selena's approach had spread quickly. Some humans were afraid, others curious. The fact that the Xel'Naga had helped save Earth from the Void Harbingers had changed many minds. But centuries of fearing aliens couldn't be erased in a day. 6 hours later, the Xel'Naga mothership arrived in Earth orbit. Rather than the fear and panic that might have greeted it just days ago, there was cautious optimism. Earth's leaders had agreed to meet with Queen Selene, and preparations were made for a historic summit. The Queen's shuttle landed at the same facility where Olivia and Lyra had returned earlier. Queen Selene emerged, her luminescent form drawing gasps from the assembled humans. Unlike her earlier appearance on the Xel'Naga ship, she now wore her true form proudly, halfway between human and Xel'Naga, showing her connection to both worlds. Olivia and Lyra stood together to greet her. The Queen embraced both her daughters, her joy visible in the bright colors that rippled across her skin. You have done what I always hoped might one day be possible, she told them. You have brought our peoples together. The meeting between Queen Selene and Earth's leaders lasted for hours. They discussed the threat of the Void, Harbingers, which might not be completely eliminated, and the possibility of a lasting alliance between humans and Xel'Naga. But the most important discussions happened later, in a private room where Olivia, Lyra, and Queen Celine finally had time to talk as a family. "Why didn't you tell me?" Olivia asked her mother. "All these years I thought I was fully human. I thought my mother was dead." The Queen's glow dimmed with sadness. "I wanted to stay, but my people needed me. There was unrest, threats of civil war, and if the Royal Council had learned about you, they would have seen you as a threat to Lyra's claim to the throne." "And my father? Did he know what I was?" "Yes," the Queen admitted. "William knew everything. He agreed to raise you as human to protect you. We hoped that someday when both our peoples were ready I could return and reveal the truth." Lyra, who had been quiet, finally spoke. "I always felt something was missing. Mother would sometimes look at the stars toward Earth, and I knew she was hiding something. But I never imagined I had a sister." "Half-sister," Olivia corrected gently. Lyra shook her head. "No, just sister. What we did together on the Void Harbinger ship, that connection we made, it showed me that the human and Xel'Naga parts don't need to be separate. They can be stronger together."